'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the shop, every sports card was stirring for its prices to pop. The hobby boxes were stacked by the chimney with care in hopes that case hits and one of ones soon would be there. The children were all nestled all snug in their beds with dreams of big hits dancing in their heads. So before you settle down for a little Christmas bliss, join me for one more Sports Card Investor Top 5 list. Hello, sports card investors, and Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to you. I hope you are preparing for a wonderful holiday out there. But before it is time for the holiday to start, we got to give you one more top 5 card list because the sports card market stops for nothing. It does not stop for the holidays. It does not stop for Santa. Cards continue to go up and down, and there has been a lot of movement in sports cards over the last week for us to tell you about today. And of course, today's top 5 is sponsored by Whatnot. Whatnot has awesome live auctions every day and night starting at just $1 for packs, boxes, breaks, singles, and more. It's a lot of fun. And if you scan the QR code on your screen or use the special link in our show description below, you'll get $15 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot. All right, let's take a look at the overall sports card market by looking at the Market Pulse by Market Movers. Over the last 7 days, the SCI 500 index of 500 of the most prominent sports cards has nestled up a little bit further, actually up almost 1% over the last 7 days. And on the year as a whole, it is now up 2.3%. So I feel pretty good that we're going to get to the end of the year here, and 2024 officially will be an up year for sports cards, or at least an up year for the SCI 500 index of 500 of the most prominent cards. That's great to see because that would be the first time since 2020 we have had a year where the cards have been positive. That SCI 500 index has been positive all year long. But now, let's get into some of the cards that are going up and down the most. It's time for today's top 5 cards. All right, bah humbug. We're starting today with a cold card, as we do every week, because it's a reminder to you that sometimes, many times, the hot cards that you see in the top 5 cards, they turn cold weeks after the show happens. And guess what? That is the exact case with Paul Skeens. Can you believe it? The Grinch has come for Paul Skeens cards here at the end of the year. Paul Skeens, of course, his cards were some of the hottest cards all year long. They went up and up and up during the baseball season. But now that the baseball season is over, his cards have been settling down a bit. Now, this isn't a sign of anything bad other than we are in a natural off-season lull right now for baseball cards, and especially since his cards were so hot, they were bound to come down a bit in the off-season. Thankfully, he hasn't gotten hurt. Nothing's gone wrong with him in the offseason. We're just in that lull part. Now, of course, collectors right now are still chasing Paul Skeens' one-of-one MLB debut patch. That is what has a lot of people's focus and attention. But in the meantime, a lot of his other cards have softened down a little bit. And this is despite the fact that he had one of the most incredible rookie seasons by a pitcher of all time, an 11-3 record, and a stellar 1.96 ERA that is actually officially the lowest ERA for a rookie pitcher since, get this, 1913. Incredible. But despite that, his cards are softening. Let's take a look. So here are 6 of those cards. We're going to start with 2023 Bowman Draft Sapphire Edition Chrome. We'll look at that card in raw condition. And then from 2024, it's his Bowman Chrome Mega Box base card. We'll look at that in PSA 10. We're going to look at it as 2024 Topps Update base card in PSA 10. His 2024 Topps Chrome Negative Refractor in raw condition. And you can see, by the way, every time I pull one of these cards up in Market Movers, you can see the graph from the last 30 days related to that card in particular appear on the screen. And unfortunately, every single one of these I'm pulling up, as you can see, the graph is going not in the direction you want to see it go. This is the 2024 Topps Chrome Update X-Fractor in raw condition. And then the final one we're going to look at is his 2024 Topps Chrome Update Autograph in raw condition. And all of these have softened in the market over the last 30 days. These are down anywhere between -2% and about -55%. Wow, that 2024 Topps Chrome Negative Refractor in raw conditions lost the most It was $118 30 days ago, most recently sold for $53. Actually, the autograph from a dollar standpoint is down even more. His 2024 Topps Chrome autograph in raw condition, that was $553 30 days ago. Most recently sold for $465 just a couple of days ago. So yeah, these are all down. It's not the best to see, but I will tell you that once we get into January, baseball tends to start to pick back up again, because then people are starting to think about spring training, which isn't that far around the corner. So this actually may be the best time to buy a player like Paul Skeens right now while his cards are down. But now let's talk about cards going up. And next, it is our investment card of the week. And this week, it is Tom Brady, and specifically Tom Brady's 2000 Bowman Chrome rookie card, both the base version and the refractor version. They've done very well in the sports card market over the last year. Now, of course, you know, Tom Brady needs very little introduction. You guys know all about this guy, his 23-year career, his 7 Super Bowl wins. That's incredible. His 5 Super Bowl MVP awards. That's incredible. His 3 NFL MVP awards, and the fact that he was a 15-time Pro Bowl selection. All of that is absolutely wild. Of course, now Brady can be found in the broadcast booth covering games on Sundays. He also has 5% ownership of the Las Vegas Raiders. So he will, of course, remain in the football world for many, many years to come. His prices, they've been doing very, very nice things this last year, as Brady has off the field as well. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and this is that 2000 Bowman Chrome. We're going to look at the base card. We're going to look at this in PSA 10, PSA 9, and PSA 8, and then we're going to look at the refractor version of that card. We'll look at this one in BGS 9 and PSA 9. And if you look, this is a year worth of data we're now looking at on the graph, and they're all slightly up over the last year, which actually is a great sign for the sports card market overall, because Brady's cards, believe it or not, Tom Brady's cards were some of the cards that fell the most in 2021, 2022, and 2023. So here we are in 2024, and they have been going up steadily over the course of this year. That is great to see. Specifically, these cards are up anywhere over the last 365 days. They're up anywhere between about 4% and all the way up at about 25%. His 2000 Bowman Chrome base card in PSA 10, a year ago, you could have bought that card for $6,100. Today, it is $7,650 as of the last sale. In a PSA 9, it's jumped from $2,030 to $2,100. In a PSA 8, it's jumped from around $1,500 all the way up to $1,800 as of the last sale. And then let's talk about the refractor. Very nice high-end card. In a BGS 9, a year ago, it sold for $23,400. Most recently sold for $25,800. So that one's up about $2,400. And the PSA 9 actually up the exact same amount. A year ago, a PSA 9 sold for $30,600, and the most recent sale was $33,000. So a very nice positive year for Tom Brady's high-end rookie cards. All right, now let's talk about players who are playing today. And in the number 5 spot, it is Cody Bellinger, the center fielder now for the New York Yankees. Now, of course, we all know that the Yankees recently lost Juan Soto to their crosstown rival, the Mets. So the Yankees wanted to get back into the action, and they made a deal with the Cubs to get some production back into their outfield. Bellinger was the 2019 National League MVP while on the Dodgers. He spent his last 2 seasons with Chicago, and he earned the NL Comeback Player of the Year award in 2023. In 2024, Bellinger averaged .266 for the season. He had 18 home runs and 78 RBIs. Also worth noting that Cody Bellinger's father, Clay, actually played for the Yankees from 1999 through 2001. So that makes them the 4th father-son duo to ever wear the pinstripes. Interesting little fact there. All right, let's take a look here on Market Movers at some of Cody Bellinger's cards. We're going to go back to 2015. This is his first Bowman prospect card. We're going to look at that one, the auto version of that first prospect. We're going to look at that in PSA 10 condition. We're also going to look at that in BGS 9.5 condition as well. We're going to go to 2017, and we're going to look at his rookie auto from 2017 Topps Chrome in PSA 10 condition. And then from Topps Update in 2017, let's look at his SP image variation, the high fives image variation. We'll look at that in PSA 10 condition. We're also going to look at his 2017 Topps Update Gold, numbered to 2017. We'll look at that in PSA 10 condition. And then finally, his Topps Chrome Refractor in PSA 10 condition. All of these, as you can see, up a lot on the news of him moving to the Yankees. If you look here, especially to the right side of the graph over the last week, that's when all of these cards suddenly shot up in the market. And they really shot up in the market. I mean, these cards are up anywhere between 50% and all the way up at 319%. Cody Bellinger actually could be the #1 card this week. There's just not that many of these cards out there on the market to transact. That's the only reason why he's not #1 on today's list. But the cards that have transacted have gone up a ton. His 2015 Bowman Chrome Prospect Auto in PSA 10's gone from $126 all the way up to $500 in the last 30 days. Wow. And in a BGS 9.5, it's gone from $111 up to $201. His Topps Chrome Rookie Auto from 2017 PSA 10 has jumped from $149 up to $250. And the image variation from 2017 Topps Update in PSA 10 has jumped from around $22 all the way up to $45. His 2017 Topps Update Gold in PSA 10's jumped from $40 all the way up to $168. Wow. And then finally, the Refractor has jumped from $30 up to about $45. What an awesome month for Cody Bellinger's cards. Let's go to football for the #4 card on today's list. It is Jordan Addison, the wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings improved to 13-2 on the season after a Week 16 victory over the Seahawks, and Addison's production over the last 5 weeks has improved significantly. He served as a really good complement to star receiver Justin Jefferson. He has tallied 447 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns in his last 5 games. So he's coming on very strong, and there's a lot of football card collectors and investors out there who are looking at the playoffs just around the corner, and they're looking at Jordan Addison's recent production, and they're thinking to themselves, man, if he can do that in the playoffs, his cards probably will go up a lot more. So they're scooping them up today, and that's causing the prices to surge right now. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and we're going to look at 5 of his rookie cards from 2023. Let's start with his Donruss. People love the Donruss downtown, I should say. Let's start with the Donruss downtown. We're going to look at that one in raw condition. We're going to look at his 2023 Prism Disco. We're going to look at that in PSA 10 condition. We're also going to look at his Prism Neon Green Pulsar in PSA 10 condition as well. From Optic, let's look at his Blue Hyper in PSA 10 and his Purple Shock. Nice color match there. People love the cards when the color of the card matches the color of the jersey. We'll look at that one in PSA 10 condition. And then finally, we'll look at his 2023 Contenders Optic Rookie Ticket Auto in raw condition. These are all up quite a bit, doing really, really well. You can see on the chart. And wow, look at that Rookie Ticket Auto. That's up 200%. Check this out. 30 days ago, someone bought one of those 2023 Contenders Optic Rookie Ticket Autos in raw condition for $25, and most recently it sold for $75. Not a bad 30-day flip there, but all of these are up quite a bit. His downtown's bumped from $306 up to $330 in raw condition. Prism Disco from $31 up to $50 in PSA 10. The Neon Green Pulsar Prism from around $31 up to about $44 in PSA 10. His Optic Blue Hyper from $26 to $37, and the Purple Shock from $26 to $32, both in PSA 10. So hey, Jordan Addison, his cards, they're hot right now. All right, it's time for the #3 card this week, and we want to take a moment to recognize the incredible career and the incredible life of Rickey Henderson. We lost Rickey Henderson just a few days ago, and he was unquestionably one of the greatest baseball players ever to live. Ironically, Rickey Henderson was actually our investment card of the week on this show last week, and we talked last week a lot about his career. Of course, had no idea that we may lose him so young, just 65 years old. Tremendously sad news. Henderson's unique playing style, characterized by his aggressive base running, distinctive batting stance and his charismatic personality made him one of baseball's most memorable figures. It is no doubt that Rickey Henderson left an incredible mark on the sport of baseball and everybody who knew him. Let's take a look at some of Rickey Henderson's cards here in Market Movers, and you'll see, if you look at the right side of the graph, you'll see that all of these have spiked tremendously since news of his death broke a few days ago. And look, I like to think of this as people remembering Rickey and people wanting to buy a Rickey Henderson card. Once the legend is gone, it leaves a lot of people hurt. There's a lot of people out there who have memories of watching Rickey Henderson play. Maybe they got to meet him at the National or at other events in the past, and he meant something to them. He meant something to their lives. He touched them in many ways. And so I think a lot of people who have that feeling for an athlete, when that athlete passes, they want something tangible to remember that athlete by. And they go out to eBay and the online marketplaces and they search for and buy that athlete's cards, moments after his passing. You see that happen every time. And what happens is it causes card prices of that athlete to suddenly shoot up. And that's the case here, as you can see with Rickey Henderson. We're looking at his 1980 Topps baseball card. This was the card that we last week profiled as our investment card of the week. And we're going to look at this card in PSA 4, PSA 5, and PSA 6 condition on the chart. We're also going to look at his 1981 Fleer card. So that's his second year card, but that from 1981 Fleer in PSA 9 condition. That might have been his first Fleer card, now that I think about it. 1982 Topps, we'll look at that card as well in PSA 9 condition. And then his 1983 Topps, we're going to look at that in PSA 9 condition as well. And if you look on the chart, you can see that all of these cards really have gone up here quite a bit as people are remembering him. Over the last 30 days, these cards are up anywhere between 88% and 148%. His 1980 Topps cards, the PSA 4 has gone up from $38 to $79 over the last 30 days. The PSA 5 has gone from $52 up to $100. The PSA 6 from $53 up to $132. The 81 Fleer has gone from $30 up to $51. The 82 Topps from $40 up to $76 in PSA 9, both of those cards. And then his 83 Topps in PSA 9 has gone from $22 up to $42. Oh, man, tough to lose such a legend, Rickey Henderson. Rest in peace, Rickey. Our thoughts are with your family. All right, let's turn our attention back to football for the number 2 card today. And I like seeing this one on the list. It is Michael Pennock Jr., our QB here from Atlanta, the new starter for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, of course, the Falcons surprised many fans, by the way, including myself, this past April when they drafted Pennock's 8th overall. And then the Falcons kind of surprised everyone once again when they inserted him as the starter over Kirk Cousins in the starting lineup with just 3 games to go in the season, with the Falcons being in a tight race for the NFC South with the Bucs. But regardless, Pennock got the start this past weekend against the New York Giants. That's a pretty good team for a rookie quarterback to get a start against, and he did not waste the opportunity. The Falcons won convincingly 34-7. Pennock looked pretty good in the game. He completed 18 of 27 passes for 202 yards and 1 interception, and that interception wasn't really his fault. So overall, a good start. We'll see where it goes from here, but there are a lot of football card collectors that are pretty excited to see him on the field. His cards, they're shooting up. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. And of course, he doesn't have his full complement of 2024 football cards out yet. Sets right now are just rolling out, like Prism just came out a few days ago with his rookie cards in it. So we'll look at some of the sets that came out earlier in the year. This is his 2024 Luminance Year 1 Signatures card. We'll look at that in raw condition. We're going to look at his 2024 Donruss Downtown in raw condition, his 2024 Optic Preview Red Pandora in raw condition. We'll also look at his 2024 Elite Maroon, numbered to 249 in raw condition. And then finally, his 2024 Mosaic Red in raw condition. Couple of nice color match cards in there to look at. And over the last 30 days, I mean, look at all of these shoot up. It's really been the last, 7 days since he was named the starter. You can see what happened if you look at the chart. Very clearly, those started to shoot up as soon as he was named the starter. And considering they won the game, they probably won't go down at this point unless they start to stumble in the future. We'll see what happens. But These cards are all up anywhere between about 45% and 169%. His Luminance Year 1 Signatures in Raw has jumped from $90 to $170 over the last 30 days. His Downtown, 30 days ago, you could have grabbed his Downtown in Raw condition for $481. I wish I had, because now it's $708. That's a nice 30-day flip. His Red Pandora Optic Previews jumped from $26 up to $70. His Elite Maroon has jumped from $17 up to $27, and his Mosaic Red has jumped from $31 up to $45. All of those in raw condition. Hey, hopefully he and the Falcons can keep it going. We sure would love to see that here in Atlanta. All right, it's time for our number one card of the week. But before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from this show are from Market Movers. And look, January is just around the corner, and January is typically the hottest or one of the hottest months of the year for sports cards. So that means now is the moment to get Market Movers. Download Market Movers, use it to track your collection, understand how the values of all of your cards are changing on a daily basis, look up comps. You can do all of that and more in Market Movers. And the best part is that you can try Market Movers for free. Go get it right now. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone and search for Market Movers in the App Store and download that Market Movers app to try it right now. Okay, here we are, guys. The number one card of the week. Man, is this one well deserved. It is no other than Josh Allen. Josh Allen and the Bills have been unbelievably impressive this season. Of course, Josh Allen is now the favorite to win the NFL MVP award, and for good reason. They are the only team this season to defeat the Kansas City Chiefs and recently upset the Detroit Lions, and Allen has been incredible. He is the best QBR in the NFL. He's thrown for over 3,500 yards and 26 touchdowns, and he has just 6 interceptions. So his cards, they're heating up, and it is wonderful to see. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and I'll show you some of his cards. These are all from 2018, his 2018 rookie cards. We're going to look at his Prism Base in PSA 10. We're going to look at his Select Concourse in PSA 10. We're going to look at his Optic Base in PSA 10. We're going to look at his Donruss Base in PSA 10. We're going to look at his Score Base in PSA 10. And we're going to look at his Donruss Press Proof Blue in PSA 10. Now, all of these are actually amongst his more affordable rookie cards. He's got some really nice ones out there, like his Kaboom rookie, which I traded for at the National this summer. Absolutely love that card. Ended up trading it, though, a couple of months ago. Maybe traded it a little bit too early. I did all right on the card, but if I still had it, it's probably going up now, along with a lot of these lower end cards. But all of these cards are moving up in a really, really nice direction. Over the last 30 days, these cards are up anywhere between about 18% and all the way up to around 93%. His Prism Base PSA 10 has jumped from $250 30 days ago up to $322 today. His Select Concourse has gone from $125 to $178 in PSA 10. His Optic Base from $290 to $388. His Donruss Base from $135 up to $198. His Score Base from $60 up to $71, and his Donruss Press Proof Blue. By the way, all those others in PSA 10 condition. This is the only one we're looking at in raw condition, and that Donruss Press Proof Blues jumped from $75 up to $144 in raw condition. Now, where do these go from here? Hey, it's going to entirely come down to whether Josh Allen can get the Bills to the Super Bowl. If they get to the Super Bowl, these cards probably go up even more. If they fall short of the Super Bowl, they probably tumble back down. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the YouTube comments. But I tell you what's going to happen now. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to drink a little eggnog. I'm going to stay up late waiting for Santa to come. And hopefully, I'm going to find some sports card boxes under the tree tomorrow. Hopefully, you do as well. We appreciate you watching the show, guys. Happy holidays to you. Don't forget to get Market Movers. All the cards you open on Christmas Day, price them all out using Market Movers. We appreciate your support. Have a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you soon with our next episode. Take care, everybody.